Good morning, friends. Welcome to our Sunday community meditation gathering. My name is Lars Won, and today has been a very strange day. Normally we preparing early in the morning to get this program going and have our stream set up going, so we have our community at home. Hello, by the way. Joining us from afar, but the universe had a different plan. So our computer died, and so now we used our old computer, so we had to kind of scramble to get this going. So at home, I apologize for the substandard quality today. It's going to be only one camera angle, maybe two, and but I hope you guys all still enjoy and be able to practice with us here. Well, why don't we begin our practice by reflecting on the reading of the essential dharmas of daily practice. Please open your meditation book or your chanting book to page 11. Essential dharmas of daily practice. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all. Before we move into our seated meditation, why don't we all get up and stretch? Make sure come up a step or two, let your friends in the back have some space as well. Make sure you have enough space to wiggle and to move. Is your mic on? Is it wireless to wireless? Wireless on? More people to do it. Keep going, you're good. Still good? Wireless 2 works. Okay. Why don't we all just relax? Please make sure we stand about hip width, shoulder width apart with our feet. Our feet are firmly planted on the ground. Maybe rock back and forth, side to side, find your balance. Down lock your knees, be very relaxed. Focus, growing roots right behind the balls of our feet. This is where we really want to be centered. Tuck in our tailbone, stand erect. Drop your shoulders, tuck in your chin. Let's be in a spine neutral position and breathe in. Bring our hands up and breathe out. Breathe in and out. In and out. Let's breathe in again. In. Join our hands. Breathe in again. Push all the way into the sky. Stretch and relax. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe in again. Stretch and breathe out. One more time, breathing in. Join your hands, breathe in again. Stretch, 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 stretch. And breathe out. Let's bring our hands straight up, breathing in. And imagine you're pulling a bowstring taut, have an arrow in there, push to one side. Stretch all the way. And release, breathe out. Bring our hands back in front of us. And let's switch sides, breathing in. Pull the bowstring taut to the other side. Stretch, hold that, and relax. One to the other side, breathing in. Imagine all of your anxieties and worries are in this arrow, breathing, hold that tension, and relax. And same on the other side, breathing in. And breathe out, relax. Let's bring our hands down. One hand's coming up. It's kind of scooping an energy ball on this our side. The other hand's coming straight forward. And we're breathing out. Push the hand towards the other and switch. Once our hand on the back is all the way in the back. Breathing in, roll your hand over. Breathe out, push. And breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. In, out. In and out. In, out. In and out. Let's drop everything. Breathing in, join our palms, and breathe out. Bring our palms down to our heart center. Rest on our heart center, breathing in and out. Continue, bring our palms down. Stand straight, breathing in and out. Breathe in and out. Our palms up on the side, breathing in. Stretch, 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 and breathe out. Palms back in our heart center. Rest on our heart center, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Drop our hands. Are we breathing in? Bringing both hands straight up, in. Straight, straight, still breathing in. Look at your hands all the way into the sky and breathe out. Fold at your hip. Still look at your hand till you're parallel to the ground, and then drop everything between your legs. Stretch and slowly come up, breathing in. Feel lifted by your shoulders. And breathe out, stand up straight. One more time, breathing in. Hands come straight up and up, 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 up. Look at your hands and breathe out, fold. All the way down. Slowly bend your knees and raise up, breathing in. Till we stand up straight and breathe out. One more time, breathing in. Hands all the way up, 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 up. And breathe out. Bring your hands and pull heaven to earth. Slightly bend your knees, breathing in. Feel lifted by your shoulders. Slowly stand up, stack one vertebrae on top of the other. Stand straight and breathe out. Breathe in, bring your hands back up and out. In and out. Now wave your hands like the clouds, cloud hands. Breathing in, switch your hands and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Drop your hands. Now breathe in, bring one hand up and also bring your leg up at the same side. Breathing in and breathe out. Rooster stands on leg. Breathing in and out. In. Out. In and out. In. Palms together above our head. And breathe out. Rest on your heart center. Breathe in and out. Thank you, friends, for calming me down. Now please join us in offering 4 bows to the Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, either way in standing bows or full kneeling bows.
Everybody please come forward, half a step. We have some free space for friends at the back. Thank you. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of heaven. Nurtured me. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of fellow beings, the truth of interconnectedness among all beings. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of laws, which guides us, protects us, and promotes justice.
Today we are here. I am here to pause in peace. It's a beautiful month. Not too cold, not too hot. I don't have to worry about cutting grass yet. Very peaceful month, perfect month to focus on our practice, practicing meditation, practicing to settle and connect with our calm, inner calm spirit, the nature of our true nature. In this powerful gathering of Sangha with the friends, I choose to be here, settling in my breathing body, feeling the pelvic floor touching the chair, bench, or mat, gently wiggling, readjusting as needed. Once I found comfortable, grounding sitting posture, I sit up tall and high, opening my heart and chest, sensing the relaxing shoulders, arms, scanning from head to toes to see if there is any tension, any uptight tension, physical uneasiness or mental uneasiness. I see that, I embrace that, and take a deep breath in and breathe out, release that. Meditation is simple. Simply let go of the idea what meditation is. Simply sitting in this calm, still energy within and all around me. Whenever I am pulled away to the past or future with my thoughts, it is okay. Just immediately let us be aware of that. Come back to this present, breathing body. If you choose to, take a deep breath in, soft and natural. Then breathe out, release any thoughts that comes and goes. Keep doing that over and over. Your simple practice really supports your friend practice right next to you, because each and every of our thought has some sort of wavelength, and they can affect each other's practice. Dear friends, thank you for your sincere, wholehearted, and beautiful practice this morning. Sutra Chanting Meditation, page 6. 일원상 vow in Korean. You're welcome to join us chanting, or you can rest your mind, body, and soul in the vibrational sound of this chant. 일원상 서원무 일원은 하나도 다내 입장처이요 유무초월우 생사무님 천지부모동포법률을 보는이여 재불조사범부 중생의 성부로 능이 성유상하고 능이 성무상하여 유상으로 보면 상주불멸로여야 자연하여 무량세계를 전개하여 무상으로 보면 우주의 성주계공과 만물의 생로병사와 사생의 심신작용을 따라 육도로 변화를 시켜 혹은 진급으로 혹은 강급으로 혹은 은생어회로 혹은 애생어운으로 이와 같이 무량세계를 전개하여 우리 어리석은 중생 이 법신불일원성을 채받아서 심신을 원만하게 수호하는 공부를 알며 또는 사리를 원만하게 사는 공부를 알며 또는 심신을 원만하게 사용하는 공부를 지성으로 하여 진급이 되고 은혜는 입을지언정 강급이 되고 해독은 있지 아니하기로서 이론의 위력을 얻도록까지 서원하고 이론의 재성에 합하도록까지 서원함. Now let us chant 일원상 vow in English, page 9. We are going to chant 2 times in a row. 일원상 vow. 일원의 싸움 of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. One manifests as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence, one unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is. Viewed as impermanence, one unfolds into infinite extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies in the four forms of birth, we transform through the six forms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after ill ones on the Dharmakaya Buddha by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of ill one and become one with the nature of ill one. Ill one is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, sentient beings. Ill one manifests as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence. Ill one unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is. Viewed as impermanence, ill one unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies in the four forms of birth, we transform through the six forms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after ill ones on the Dharmakaya Buddha by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of ill one and become one with the nature of ill one.
members, Michael Macklin, Hyung Sanim, is going to kindly guide us through a review of the Il Wan Song vow. Let's practice deep listening as we welcome Michael.
Good morning. When I volunteered to do a talk this month, I decided that every once in a while it would be helpful to review some of our major scriptures for those who are not totally familiar with them. And of course, most of our major scriptures are so deep that you could never become totally familiar with them. Me too. So I thought today we would talk about the Il Wan Song vow. To me, probably the most important scripture that we read every week. So I'm going to go line by line and just kind of do a short explanation, starting with the title, Il Wan Song vow. Il Wan Song, one circle image. So a vow, kind of like a promise. As we go further along in here, we'll realize more about this vow and who we're vowing or promising something to. And I'll leave that there until we come back to it. So it starts with, Il Wan is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech. Right there, you know something really complicated is going on. Number one, it doesn't say Il Wan Song vow, Il Wan Song, it says Il Wan. So we're talking about maybe kind of two different things, but they're related to each other. And we're going to talk about it without being able to talk about it. It's beyond words and speech, which means a lot of things, but one thing is it's beyond regular logic or scientific logic, you might say. It's beyond third-person logic, so it isn't something you understand by examining something outside of you. It's about seeing something inside of you, your mind. So you could say Il Wan, one thing that Il Wan is your mind. It's much more than that, as we'll see. But we're starting with the mind that brings you happiness or suffering. Your mind brings you happiness or suffering. So that's the thing we want to focus on. So it's the realm of samadhi, which samadhi may or may not be the perfect word to use for this, but it's a realm of deep stillness and depth. So here's another paradox coming up. The gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being. So it's the origin of everything. And yet, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and laws. So it transcends being and non-being, but it's also the origin of everything. This is a characteristic of most Buddhist teachings in a certain way, is to go beyond regular thinking, go beyond regular logic, to rather contemplate these words and let yourself find something in them rather than explain them to yourself. Okay. The true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. The true nature of everything, especially the true nature of all sentient beings, which means all beings that respond to experience, especially in this case us. And it also implies that all those things are somehow the same. That we are all Buddhas and enlightened masters, and that Il Wan is inside of us. Maybe we don't realize it. So that's the first part. It's the introduction to Il Wan. The second part describes Il Wan as it might be experienced. It says, Il Wan manifests as both permanence and impermanence. manifest is kind of like seen, but you can't see Il Wan outside of you. You can't see it in pictures. You can't see it, but you can know it. So this permanence and impermanence refers to another passage that's my favorite, The Truth of Il Wan Song, which I won't try and get into also. But so viewed as permanence, Il Wan unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous just as it is. One aspect of Il Wan, an aspect is even not really true, because Il Wan is all this all at the same time. But one aspect, as we might view it, is an ever unchanging, undivided, unmoving, still, quiet luminance. Just a presence. And of course, Il Wan is inside of you, so it's there. And then, but it also manifests in the next passage as impermanence, the thing we're more familiar with. So it unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings. Impermanence, change. Il Wan is about change. So Il Wan is simultaneously unchanging, undivided, and at the same time, it's about change. The paradoxes are everywhere, but you can't try and resolve them, you just have to be with them and allow them to be with you. So as impermanent, Il Wan is everything that we experience, everything that we know about, everything that we go through, and everything that we've learned about through science and school and our own direct experiences, always changing, never staying the same at all. And in thinking about change, there also is the issue of death. That Il Wan, even though it's a realm of where there's no being or non-being, it's also about birth, aging, sickness, and death. So Il Wan is about everything that our minds can conceive of and experience. So, but as impermanence, how we respond to things affects what happens. So the next part is, according to how we use our minds and bodies, in the 4 forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. This is about cause and effect. If we create positive karma, to use one word, if we bring good things into the world, if we think good things, if we feel good things, it generates good things. If we bring negativity into the world, it generates negativity. And the idea of progressing or regressing could be traditionally thought of the move through these 6 realms of existence, which, if I hope I can remember right, involve a hell realm, a hungry ghost realm, these are in order, an animal realm, a Titan realm, which is a realm of kind of fighting gods that are never satisfied, a human realm, and a god realm, all of which are still in the realm of existence that can be transcended into Il Wan, purely into Il Wan. So what we do can cause us to bring grace from harm or harm from grace. So the recognition of that leaves us with, well, how do we make our lives better? Oh, the other thing is these realms, the best way for many of us to think about it is not as a rebirth realm or where you become or whatever, but rather a mind state realm. That all of these 6 realms are mind states that we've all, or I've been through, and hopefully you know about them and spend as little time at the lower 4 as you can. But through experiences and our reactions to experiences, we can either raise ourselves up to a higher realm, a more happy realm, less suffering realm, or we can respond and bring harm to ourselves by having negative responses. And so we work at that. Okay, so permanence and impermanence. Okay, so up until now we've been talking about Il-Wan, the basis of everything, how everything works. Now we get to hear about Il-Wan Song and the vow. So, having understood these aspects of Il-Wan, or starting to understand them, because understanding keeps going on and on and on, we realize that we have not reached awakening, and that awakening is the end of suffering and great happiness. So, therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Il-Wan Song, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by. So, Il-Wan Song is a model of something. It's not the something. It's a finger pointing at the moon of Il-Wan. But Il-Wan is beyond words and speech. Il-Wan Song might not be fully beyond words and speech. It's pointing at something, but it also has aspects that we can see very clearly. Because Il-Wan Song is the Dharmakaya Buddha, which is the mind essence, the truth essence of the Buddha, but the Il-Wan Song also corresponds to the Fourfold Grace. So when we're modeling ourselves after Il-Wan Song, we're modeling ourselves based on the Fourfold Grace, which is heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and laws. Now, a lot can be said about the Fourfold Grace, and we don't have time for me to say that much, but modeling is a really important part of our response to the Fourfold Grace. Sometimes it's presented as a need to pay back, to requite our what we owe the Fourfold Grace. That's totally reasonable. But I think when you read the scriptures, you realize that the Fourfold Grace isn't so much about requiting, it's about modeling. It's about seeing how the Fourfold Grace represents the truth of Il-Wan that is manifested right there for us to see. It's something we can grasp, something we can see in action. It isn't as abstract as the impermanent universe of Il-Wan. It's right there for us, and it allows us to begin to think about what we want to do in our lives right now in our practice. So we're modeling ourselves after Il-Wan Song, the Dharmakaya Buddha, but how do we go about doing that? We can think about the Fourfold Grace, and we should pay attention to the Fourfold Grace and model ourselves in our lives. But literally, how do we practice this Il-Wan Song? We cultivate our minds and bodies deeply. We know human affairs and universal principles thoroughly. And we use our minds and bodies skillfully. This is the threefold practice: mind training, wisdom accumulation, and ethical practice. Ethical practice, and these are like a circle too, in that the more you understand yourself, the more you see clearly yourself, the more wisdom you accumulate, the more your actions can be in line with what your wisdom you've accumulated and leads you to ethical action. So the threefold practice is like it's what we can act, it's what we do to gain enlightenment. You know, we have the model of Ilwan song, we have the model of the Fourfold Grace. We're grateful. We're grateful to the Fourfold Graces, but what do we put into action? The threefold practice. So, and if you do that, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwan and become one with the nature of Ilwan, which is great enlightenment. So it's all spelled out here, you know, in shorthand, as to how you go from being an unawakened being to a fully enlightened being, all in this Ilwan Song vow. And so the vow part, last but not least, is not to anybody else, it's to yourself. Ilwan Song vow is, I vow to practice until I'm enlightened for the universe, for all sentient beings, but including me. I vow to do this for me. So I hope that was somewhat understandable, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Michael, for giving us this gateway into our ultimate stillness. I really, really appreciate Michael and how he uses his naturally analytical mind, but puts it together with spiritual wisdom. So thank you. Let's take a minute now just to think quietly what is resonating with us right now. And friends at home, this is a good time to put your thoughts in chat, and here pair up with a person or two next to you and share some exchanges of what you're thinking.
확실히 준비도 많이 해도 돼요.
I hope you will continue your conversation because this is such a profound topic. Today, listening to Michael's talk, I was deeply touched because he really talked about the meaning of a modeling in Korean, 체받아서, so which has a more meaning than actual literal meaning of a modeling in English, and how he connect that between the 일원상 and the fourfold grace. I wondered, he didn't go to seminary school. We had to study 4 years plus 2 years to understand this. How would he understand so deeply, so clearly? I was very touched. And any of you want to listen to his talk again? Did you like listening again? Yes. So thanks to Nick and Lars' great work. It's streamed, so you can always go back and listening to that talk again. Yesterday, we had monthly our teen gathering, and about 30 people, including, teens, preteens, and some parents. Some of them from Europe Church, and we had a wonderful teen gathering. And every month, first Saturday, we have teen meditation, and I hope you will check on your calendar and invite your teen children or your teen children's and children to come. And we did, one of the activities was going outside and touching the little green shoots of daffodils and crocus. And then, what do you feel when you touch that? And then we had a wonderful greeting time, greeting of spring rising up. And also, for the spring coming up, we have a lot of other activities, but then one of them that I want to introduce ahead was our children's Dharma camp planned already. It is from June 23rd to 27, Monday to Friday. Usually we try to have 2 sets of children's camp, but this year we'll have only one. And already, several parents signed up for their children. So please be aware this is already available for signing up. Do you see Reverend Shan here? He's back from Korea.
I'm Sean, and I just came back last Tuesday midnight after 3 weeks visiting Korea. And during that 3 weeks in Korea, I could find all gratitudes around me. I did a lot of things done, so I renewed my visa, and which is good. I went to see a dentist for a minor surgery on my jawbone and stayed at home, resting and recovering. For the first time this long in 10 years, and my mother loved it. And during the Lunar New Year's holiday, I stayed at home and had lots of good foods and meeting friends and families. And I could also feel love and care, sending their best wishes and prayers from my families, 교무님s, and also Head Dharma Master. I had a chance to meet new Head Dharma Master in Korea, Venerable Wang Sanim, and he was raised in the headquarters since 3 years old and ordained as a 교무님 and became a Head Dharma Master last year. So his life is all like Won Buddhist. And he has so warm, friendly, touching, the feelings that cares for all the reverends and members. And I attended the kickoff meeting of the year where all the members, ordained or lay members, gather. And he said there, let's make this Iksan Won Buddhism headquarters place a beautiful place, not only visually, but also by making practitioners being more dedicated, and by each and everyone's ongoing dedication and practice, let joy and wisdom spring within each of the members. So he said headquarters is not just head, it's more of a heart for people. So I thought the same way. Our temple is not just headquarters of teachings, but heart of practice. So I missed you, I missed here, and good to be back home. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Shan. We are glad you are back. I'm glad you're back. And another nickname for our temple podcast and YouTube is a heart of practice. And you create the heart, real, true, authentic heart of a practice with your laughter, with your deep listening, with your sincere, focused practice here. Why don't we close our program today with a 3 minutes silent pause. Together in stillness, we are here, breathing and resting and smiling.
What a wonderful practice we had today. And I want to take a minute to express my extreme gratitude to Nick and Lars, our stream team, who showed us how to cultivate grace from harm this morning. We have an introductory class to Buddhism and Won Buddhism coming up March 8th at 2 p.m. in person here at Chapel Hill Temple. This is a 2.5-hour class, and it's a fantastic opportunity to learn about essential teachings of Buddhism and to contemplate questions that you may have been wondering about.
Half-day spring retreat. Spring energy is rising. Our spiritual cultivation is attuned to seasonal energies. On March 22nd, Saturday afternoon, a 4-hour retreat near Falls Lake Woods will help us open our hearts to connect with outdoor nature and with our true nature within. To sign up, you can go to our website or use this QR code, which is also in the foyer.
Super Singing Bowl Sunday. This afternoon, our sister temple in Raleigh invites you to join 4 p.m. gathering for a peaceful meditation. Isn't that a better alternative? Oh. For this Super Bowl evening, come and enjoy the calming effect of crystal singing bowls and quiet meditation.
And as always, we appreciate your kind and thoughtful dana offerings to support our temple. Many thanks to all of you for contributing.
Now let's turn to page 13 for our morning prayer song. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind, may I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world.
Let us give our big greetings, waving our hands to our online friends. See you next week. And please